Everyone, I hope you're all well. So today we are going to do a reading on Diddy. He's in his first week of his trial. I believe it's the SEX Traffic King trial. And I didn't watch day one, but day two, which was yesterday, I watched a little bit of whoever's broadcasting it, which made me laugh because I was looking at people. There's people that have got it broadcasting on their live, and you have to read it. And I'm like, well, can't we just go to TV Court or Law and Crime or Law and Trials and read it ourselves? If you're just putting it just for the live, surely you should read it. So I watched a little bit and I understood that Cassie is very heavily pregnant and she's taken the stand. And what I understand, which I could be wrong because I don't know, after Cassie there'll be one more witness. I think his family is showing up for him. Cassie gives me like earth energy. She could be a Virgo, got Taurus in her top chart, or Libra. She gives me that delicate kind of feminine energy, grounded. I think she quite probably pays attention to a lot of the details. And he is definitely someone who had a strategy. I don't know when they met, but what I'm getting from Spirit, that he was also going through a really dark time, like maybe sales didn't meet what he wanted or some kind of depression. Obviously absolutely no excuse. I'm just saying, I'm not excusing anyone or anything like that. I'm just saying what was coming through. And she idolized him, right? I do get that there's going to be more than one trial between now and, let's say, October, November this year. Whether we hear that there'll be a scheduling of one trial or not, I do think there's going to be multiple trials, and it's going to be, with famous people. I think we're going to see that, which reminds me, in the global psychic predictions, I said look out for Bill Gates. There's going to be things that are going to come up on him, and I think one thing that's just come up is going to be there's a civil trial in Europe coming up for Bill Gates, and basically I think it's around lying on the big C, the virus that was here. Someone informed me of that, so that's interesting, and there's more to come out. So there's been a few validations already on the global psychic predictions, so I would check that out. One thing we need to remember, which I've said, is that we don't, many of us no longer idolize the famous, and some will continue to idolize the famous, and that's a form of escapism as opposed to power back to ourselves. And I think we're going to see some people struggling to see truths as well. I do honestly get that he has got life threats on him right now, P. Diddy, and that's because of the famous people that are fearing what he might say and names that he's going to expose. So I don't know if he's going to take the stand. I don't know if there's been words of that, but I think if he takes the stand, it's going to be worse, right, in terms of threats, because he knows the names that were there. He knows everyone that got involved with him as well. And I think a lot is going to be exposed in this whole process and trial, like names as well. So I do get that there's life threats on him right now as we speak. Which, another thing that reminds me, if you enjoy this and you want like a weekly one for the next week of his trial, give it a like and let me know in the comments. So I mean, Cassie is definitely being a beacon of light for people, isn't she? It's a toxic relationship. There was also mental abuse, and that's what probably kept her in this. But I think there's a bit of karmic past life issues here. I think there's a past life with him where in this life it seems like she's learned, but she's taking her power back. So she's changing that karmic cycle. I really get that for her. Where she's taking her power back, but it's not easy on her, by the way. It's not going to be easy. I think even if we see it not easy on the stand for her, she's probably in fight-flight mode, and after it, she'll be more of the emotions would hit her. I didn't ask the question, but I just spilt my water, so I'll have to get that later. Oh dear. All right. So Cassie, hope it's not falling on anything. Okay, Cassie, I'm struggling for time. That's why. I know I've got to do another one on 17th Earl of Membrook for Harry, and also Kyron Horman. I knew that was going to come out. Her overall energy, Knight of Swords, like I said, the fight, flight mode, go fast, go in, wanting to get it done, the exposure of names, her past life, where I said, I think there's a karmic past life. So there's nostalgia around this past life as well, like her life with him. She will be exposing the industry here. But I think she's going to be guided, so it's not like she's rushing in and here's who I'm saying in the names. She's going to be guided. There's something about the King of Swords and Eight of Swords. She's no longer being a victim. She doesn't want to be a victim anymore. She wants to release that. And I was wondering, has she had that therapy during this time? And definitely here, as we see with the Eight of Swords, she's not going to be holding onto the victim, or she's really, it's where I say here, releasing that past life, that karmic past life, and moving into a new one. So she's actually breaking something this lifetime. She's also exposing the coldness, the calculatedness, the manipulation that was on her, that no longer holds her, but it was very much a burden. Okay. I wonder if she found refuge in somebody of healing, which is a female, to help her along the way. She is going to be exposing more stuff that she has. Look, there's a lot more stuff going on here. I do think that we're going to see more videos of her and Diddy at like parties or on holiday or I don't know, getaways, etc., where it doesn't show the abuse. And so I think what's going to come up is like, you chose to be with him, it was 10 years, you wasn't chained to him. Do you know, I think that narrative is going to come up, and I do think we're going to see videos of like hotels or stuff they were in where they were okay together, there's no sign of abuse. I think that's going to come out. But there's a lot of past baggage and nostalgia here. I do see that. I do want to say I've done a reading on Justin Bieber before, 2 years ago, and I would check that reading out, but I know that I said that he needs prayer and support, and he does. And I see it now, but he was for sure sold out. I don't need cards on this. I put cards just for visionary most of the time, but he was for sure sold out. He is feeling a bit lost, but I think he needs to kind of go into hermit mode and then re-emerge in strength to speak. I think he has spoken in a very coded, indirect way, but not a lot. So I think there's a possibility he might speak out. I think he's going to watch how things go with other people that speak out. Again, even if Diddy's in jail, he's going to have to be careful. I think some people are going to be scared, you know, there's going to be threats on Diddy, but I think some people that expose him are still a bit scared about exposing him because of who could be on the outside. I do see in his life he's had oppression from men. And so I don't know what the situation with his father is or was, but he actually needs people that actually give a crap about him wholeheartedly, and it's not what people can do for him or can give him. It's about real, genuine people. I wonder if Cassie will reach out to him. Yeah, he's very quiet. Look at the cards. They don't want to come out. And I think he's trying to escape and drown out the noise that's going around. Yeah, look at this. There's the portal, 10 of Swords, a lot. It's just like a very heavy, difficult ending. And this is, I feel like, internal fighting. And it is to do from childhood even. When he was a young one getting into the industry especially. I also want to say people might hear like, oh, he's been abused, etc., and might go to his Instagram page and be like, oh, I'm so sorry you've lived this, I'm so sorry you've been abused. It's not worth, for example, taking your life or unsubscribing from life. I hope you're okay. That kind of thing is not helpful people. We need to be wholeheartedly there, but like for example, if he releases something of a paragraph of writing a song, big him up, that kind of stuff, not the feel sorry kind of mode where he feels like his whole public image is a victim of Diddy, and that he, you know, I don't know if this is being picked up on, but I do think he's in a very sensitive state. So we need to be careful on how we support people is what I'm trying to say. And I wonder if any of you agree with me on general on that. I do think that he has been in sacrifice mode. But you know, Justin Bieber's very, very talented. We've not even seen the scratch of the surface. He is highly creative. He's not even tapped into what we can do. He's an absolute genius. I think just all this has really been very difficult. I think he's got a way to go for healing, but I do think that he's had some healing along the way on things that have happened with, you can probably see Diddy, okay, within the industry. There's something possibly about a female as well, but I also wonder if he is recognizing his mom wasn't there as much as she could have protected him during his first agreement in the music industry. I feel like maybe he was, I said he was sold out, and I do think so. So let's get more. He might speak if there's some support around him, okay, as it's causing him a lot of anxiety right now. The 9 of Pentacles upwards, so there's success, but here he is holding back. He is holding back, and I want to say that he needs to take that hermit mode and reevaluate his position within his life and even his creative work within, you know, whether he is stopping his material success because he's feeling alone in life. I do think he feels alone and lost. And like I said, you know, we need to be careful on how we support him, because give him a public image as a victim when he's highly talented. That is not the way we can support him. I do think that he might, if he goes into hermit mode, he'll emerge a bit more sobriety will be there. I think he might speak up. If he has the wholehearted good people around him, I think he will speak up. The way that is we need to empower him. Empower him at this moment in time. So remember, I also said about the amount of the crimes that are going to come up and the exposure, you know, is a lot around children, is a lot around sex, and that kind of thing is going to be coming to light, and we have seen it a lot. So that's what I've got. But let's check in on Diddy and see how he's feeling. As I'm recording this, I presume in the US you're just gonna about to wake up. Someone asked me about the Karen Reed. I've done a reading. I think both sides are guilty. Both sides have hands in. I don't really like her energy. There's a vindictiveness there, but did she intentionally do something knowing this was going to be the outcome? No. Okay, so I was supposed to include that in a reading, questions that I get on readings. So I've also got a reading that I will do, and I'll try and include a missing person who someone sent me their photo. So let's check in on Diddy. How is he feeling? A lot of mental energy. So how was he feeling when Cassie took the stand? This is her taking the stand. I think he would have looked at her. I don't know if they had her on the stand already or she walked up. I'm getting a sense that he actually looked at her coming up or being sat there at least one time. I feel like he also might have shook his head or disagreed or something. He's done some movement while she was up there, right? A lot of mental energy here, okay? What we don't have is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is where he's trying to hide something. He's trying to hide behind his lawyers. He's telling his lawyers to say this or that. That's not there. But he's feeling like, oh my God, I have to sit here and listen to all this. Like, he is being tortured right now in that stance. But I don't think he's showing it. I think what is being shown is that, like I said, you wasn't chained in this relationship. You could have left a long time ago, right? I feel like the first 2 years of their relationship wasn't full on exclusive. I feel like they might have been a bit of an open relationship. And a lot circulated on how this relationship and everything that happened around drugs and alcohol and a mix of stuff going on. How is he feeling today and the rest of this week? How is he feeling today and the rest of this week? So that's when Cassie took the stand. Four of Cups, Three of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, and one more, please. Actually, Spirit's saying two more. Ten of Wands. Six of Cups. So he is, this week, he is going to be really focusing on some things that are said, that he's going to feel really heavy weighted burden that his children in the courtroom. And from losing my voice, I don't think he wants it said. I think he's going to ask for some things to be not included. And for his children, he doesn't want his children to hear some things. He's really having a hard time with that today and the rest of this trial, okay? We also have here, which is interesting, we've got the Four of Cups in reverse, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse that sits between the Three of Swords. So the Four of Cups here tells me that he is feeling a bit pessimistic, negative. He's feeling something is not going in the right direction. So from today, what day are we? Tell me. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's something that he feels like it's gut-wrenching, it's targeting his heart, it's not going his direction. So I wonder if this is things that are being said, he's not feeling confident, but at the same time, I think something is brought up about either a child or something that is actually painful for him. Now, it's very hard to believe that with someone like him. And the Ace of Pentacles is where he's feeling not so confident, is where he's feeling that you know, that little bit of a loss there. He's feeling, you know, the foundation of him being confident in this trial is not so solid as he's not feeling confident. And I think this trial is costing him a lot. I know that might sound silly because he's famous, but I think he's going all out in his defense, and I think it's costing him a lot. There was something else that was coming through with this. Oh, he also needs to come to the realization of truths of stuff. So I wonder if he had a appeal deal and he feels this week, should I have taken this appeal deal? The problem with the appeal deal with these famous people is if you take it, then it's like, okay, you're guilty. So maybe that's why he didn't take it. And maybe he thought Cassie wouldn't come forward because there was that deal for them. You know, he settled the deal with her, but maybe she was subpoenaed, and maybe now it's like this. I just hope this situation doesn't break her marriage. The reason I say that is sometimes people can be supportive of a partner, but they can't get images out their head and it dismantles a relationship. I really, really, really give Alex so much strength during this time, because imagine that is your wife. Like, I bet he just wants to say, I want to effing kill him. I shouldn't have said that on YouTube, but yeah, we're doing entertainment purposes only. So this is what we have this week. If you're interested in us doing for the following week and check-ins regularly, hit the like button and let me know in the comments so that I know that this is one of the priority readings. Take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye for now.